All right. Hello, everyone joining us, whether you are from the US, Canada, all around, every one of our states and territories. Thank you for joining us today for our first Google Hangout of the year. Today's theme is Back to DECA. Okay, we're going to be discussing the school year up ahead, but we're going to be giving you tips and tricks on how to work in your own chapter by developing your membership and completing your chapter campaigns. Today we have with us three chapter presidents from Wisconsin, Florida, and Arizona. And we do have an advisor from Arizona who will be joining us very shortly. She's experiencing some technical difficulties, but she'll be with us in a few moments. So right now, I want to just go ahead and take the chance to let each person introduce themselves. So we'll start with Anya Berry.
Hello, I'm Anya Berry. I'm from Cypress Bay High School in Weston, Florida. And I'm the president.
Hello, everybody. I'm Justin Ferrara. I'm from Pinnacle DECA in Phoenix, Arizona.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sydney Smested. I'm the chapter president at Appleton East High School in Appleton, Wisconsin.
All right, great. And in case you didn't know, my name is Alec Romero, and I'm currently the executive president for our high school division this year. So, first topics that we're going to be discussing are chapter campaigns. And just letting you know, when our advisor does join us, we'll go ahead and give her a chance to introduce herself as well. So, we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. Our first topic is going to be advocacy campaigns. So, in case you are not familiar with our advocacy campaigns, to complete an advocacy campaign in DECA, you must submit 3 school outreach activities, 3 public policy maker outreach activities, and 3 community outreach activities. So we're going to go ahead and start off with Anya. Anya, you want to tell us a little bit more about advocacy?
Yes. Last year in my chapter, I think the biggest thing we did was travel to our local legislators. So basically what we did is we brought some info about career and technical education, and we met with our mayor and some other school advisory members, and we were actually on the agenda for that meeting. So we actually got to talk to them and get their support. We got videos of them. And basically they said, "Hi, I'm the mayor of Weston, and I support CTEs. And I support Cypress Bay DECA." And then basically we took all those videos and we combined it into one video. So then we showed that to our members, and we put it up on our YouTube channel so other people can see that it's not just support from our students and from our parents, it's support from our whole community. And it's not just for DECA, it's for career and technical education. So that was definitely one of the biggest things we did. But as far as community and school outreach, we went to our curriculum fair at school, and we basically set up a whole booth advertising DECA to our incoming freshmen and any possible new members that would be joining us next year. Because it was during the month of February, it was good timing because it was right before course cards came out. So the advocacy campaign is a really big one that we focus on, especially to build our membership, but to create just promotion for CTEs and DECA as a whole. Yeah.
All right, Justin.
One of the biggest things that we did at my chapter was visit our local governing board. So that was the governing board for the school district, that is, and we, like Anya did, we advocated for career and technical education as well as DECA, and we got on the agenda at that meeting, and just our officer team went and presented about the Perkins funding and tried to get them their support. And then on a more on a more smaller scale level, we actually created a career and technical education video. We worked together with our video productions club on campus, and we got that to broadcast on the announcements and just try to get everyone aware of career and technical education. And then, as well as that, we sent 3 letters to our local representatives and senators and asked for their support on the DECA Congressional Advisory Board.
Okay, cool. Justin, real quick, you mentioned the Carl Perkins Fund. Can you talk about that a little bit more, please?
Yes. So it was up for reauthorization this year, I believe. Is that correct? Yes. So we presented it to the governing board and just asked for them, and that's one of the largest sources of funding for CTE in general across the nation. And obviously we would benefit from more funding from that act. And we just wanted to get as much support. The political atmosphere, try to get legislators, representatives, and even just the governing board members. We want everyone's support for that, and the increased funding will definitely benefit DECA as well as other CTE and CTSOs.
Okay, excellent. Now, Sydney.
All right, so I just kind of decided to go with some easy ways that smaller chapters can get involved that we at Appleton East do. So first off, with the school outreach activities, we do CTE month gift cards from a local business, one of our business partners, that's a restaurant. So what we do is we identify all of our staff members that would be qualified as CTE officials, I guess you could say. And then we get them just like small $5 gift cards just to show appreciation for them to the local business. You guys could always do this with any one of your business partners depending on who they are. And then also I would buy some donuts from the local bakery and I would hand deliver all of them to all the teachers that were involved in the activity. And then for our public policy activity, we would meet with the mayor and he would kind of tell us about his experiences with CTE and how it got him his job. And then we would talk a little bit about our goals, and then he signs our proclamation, which declares it CTE month in our town of Appleton. Finally, the community outreach, an easy way to get involved when you really don't have a lot of activity in your chapter. Maybe you're just starting out or just a smaller chapter in general. You can go to the Chamber of Commerce. It's pretty easy. You can just register online, and you can go and kind of just network with people at the Chamber of Commerce meeting.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Sydney. Okay, next up, we're going to be discussing community service. So for community service, you have to submit one or more community service activities, 75% or more participation of your DECA members, and one form of publicity or promotion. So Anya, you want to start us off again?
Yes, so luckily in Florida, we have this thing called Helping Hands, and it's basically every fall and spring when we go up to our fall ELS, Emerging Leaders Summit conference, everyone, an item is introduced, and it's associated also with a charity. So that charity is like what we're supporting. So everyone in Florida, every chapter who goes to ELS raises that item within their chapters and then brings it with them. And the same goes for our CDC conference in the spring. So basically what we do in our chapter is, it's an easy way to get our 75% involved, is that we say, hey guys, like, it's for a really good cause. We make a video blog about it, advertising the charity and how it's a really good cause and everything. And then we tell them, okay, you have the choice to either donate the item or you can have an alternate way to contribute to our chapter. So then basically we get way over 75%. We also offer initiatives for people who raise more than the amount that we ask. That way it motivates our members to get involved with the charity but also help the chapter. And then when it comes to packaging all those items to bring up to the conference, we have a lot of volunteer hours and everything. So we definitely get over our 75% of our chapter. So it's a good way. Just offer initiatives and offer an alternate. If someone can't help you with the community service, find other ways that they can help you in your chapter.
Okay, yeah. Excellent. Justin?
Hi. One of the things that I would recommend, and what our chapter recommends as well, is develop a theme throughout the year. So this year we've kind of decided on our theme to be soldiers and helping them out in any way possible. So for example, in the first quarter we are going to have a letter writing campaign, and this is really going to hit the 75+% participation in our chapter, because it's pretty simple and a lot of members can get involved in writing the letters of support to all of our soldiers abroad and at home as well. We just dedicate a small portion of the meeting time to passing out letters and having everyone write a letter. And then along that same theme, later on in the year, we would send care packages and have donations accepted in our meetings and during our class hours. And I believe that developing the theme actually gets the members to believe in that cause and continue to continue to donate their time and perhaps money or anything they can to help our cause. And if they truly believe in the cause, then that always bodes well for your community service effort.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, Sydney?
All right, so here at Appleton East, we are very social media reliant. We do a lot of our kind of events and such through our social media. We always promote them through like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Whatever community service event that's really coming up next is what we usually promote on those platforms. So we really try to keep it in line with what's coming up. So one day there'll be an Instagram post of a picture of like maybe last year's event and how that went. And then we'd have like a Twitter post like saying, hey guys, come join us for this. And this is really how we get our 75% because we have such a strong social media presence. Also, because our chapter is so large, we don't do like meetings like a lot of smaller chapters do. We do emails, so we get everyone's email address when they sign up for our DECA chapter, and we email them about events coming up through that way. And it's really a lot better since everyone has a school email at our school, so they can always get those emails regardless of if they have a computer or not.
All right, good stuff, good stuff. Okay, and now we'll go ahead and move on to promotional. So for promotional, you have 3 school outreach activities, 3 success stories of alumni, and 3 community outreach activities. So, Anya?
I'll start with one of our community outreach activities. One of the most popular things that we did last year as far as promotion goes for DECA is once again we went to our local legislators and we actually got a proclamation of November as DECA month in the city of Weston. So last year the city of Weston proclaimed that DECA month is all during November. And it was really cool, like our whole school knew about it. We got named like Club of the Month and everything. So that was one of the biggest things as far as community goes. Within the school, it's even harder because if you have a large chapter, it's where you really need to focus your promotion on. So one of the biggest things, we did a diamond scavenger hunt, and we got the whole school involved. We basically put diamonds up all around the school, and on the back of each diamond was a trivia fact. So if someone found it, anyone in the school, they brought it to us, and then they had to find the answer, and then we gave them a prize. And that just promoted DECA, that promoted what DECA is about, and that was a good way to get the school involved. We also use social media a lot. We make video blogs every month for our members to show them like what we're doing that month, to promote competition, to promote community service and everything, and we show at least 2 per month. So it keeps our members a little motivated and at the same time keeps them excited about what we're currently doing. So yeah.
Interesting. That's actually really interesting. Video blogs, what platform do you use?
We use iMovie, but we go around and we get members, we get footage of our actual members doing things. So when our members see themselves in the videos, they're like, oh wow, I didn't even know you were taking that. And it just motivates them to, you know, keep going, to keep getting involved. And it shows other members who aren't involved that it's a good way to make friends and to do something important in your high school career. So, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. All right, Justin?
So as far as the school outreach goes on the promotional side of things, our school has a club rush, and I'm pretty sure that most schools have a similar activity, at least in some way or shape or form. And what we do is all the clubs come out during the lunchtime, and all of the kids can go experience the different clubs. So DECA has a big presence in that at our school. We set up a nice booth, a table, a bunch of pictures with posters and everything. We really make it fun for anybody who's interested in learning more about our organization. And then we also do a parent night, which is good in a different kind of setting, because parents are always interested in what their kids are doing, and usually they are kind of out of the picture in things. And so it's really nice to get them up to date on what their kids are doing and all of the high achievements they're having in DECA. So we have all the parents gather in our culinary room we have, which is kind of a recreational center in a way, and we just have all the officers and parent volunteers, and they all present, and they get the parents really excited as well about their students, and that also contributes to our membership.
All right, good stuff. Sydney?
All right, for our school outreach activities for our promotional campaign, we like to put up member locker posters. Since there are so many kids in DECA at our school, it's awesome to see all like 300 posters on kids' lockers. Like you can't go down to any one hallway without seeing at least one of them. So that's always really cool because everyone gets to see them and everyone has like DECA on their mind because of that. And then just kind of like we do an alumni success story that we put in our display cases. So we go back and like look and like, let's say one of our old officers is really successful now. We just contact them, kind of like ask them what their DECA experience was about, what they thought of DECA and like what they're doing now. And then we just put that in the display case. And as kids are walking through the hall, they get to see that as well. And then for the community outreach, we do a fall yard cleanup, it's called. We actually get a lot of calls from the elderly into East asking for people to rake their yards for some reason. So we figured we would turn that into a community service event where we work with another volunteering club called Key Club, and we get 2 buses full of kids, and we basically just go around finding these people's houses and raking their leaves for them since they're too old to do it. It usually ends up with a bunch of houses getting raked next to them as well, because the neighborhood will come out and be like, "Hey, could you do ours too?" So like then they ask us like, "Hey, what are you guys doing? Where are you guys from?" So then they find out that we're from DECA, and it really just helps to kind of promote DECA that way. And then there's a big pizza party at the end, so it'll keep people interested.
All right, excellent, excellent. Okay, next up is Global Entrepreneurship Week. Now, when it comes to Global Entrepreneurship Week, this campaign has to be done during the week between November 16th through the 23rd. So during this week, you must have 3 idea challenge entries, 3 success stories of alumni entrepreneurs, and 3 school/community outreach activities. So, Anya?
Basically, last year, we focused a lot on the idea challenge entries. Even though you only need 3, we made it kind of a way to teach and educate our students on entrepreneurs. So when they announced the item as newspaper, we actually made it a requirement it was kind of like a class assignment. But everyone got into groups with people they've never even hung out with before, and they had to make a video, an idea challenge entry. And it was a really cool way to get our members excited and, meet new people as well. We got some really good entries that were funny and cool. Even though they didn't win, it was still a good way to get our members, a little educated more about Global Entrepreneurship Week and just entrepreneurship as well. We also, as I said before, we make video blogs. Well, with our alumni stories, we actually put them in a membership video. We actually videotaped them in an interview, and we put it into a video and showed it to all of our members. And it was really cool because we were reflecting back on our alumni, but our members were noticing how our alumni are successful, and they're picturing themselves hopefully being the same way in the future. So that was a really big way to encourage them to become entrepreneurs, but promote Global Entrepreneurship Week as well. And then we also put up just banners and other things just throughout the hallways and everything, not just advertising to our members, but to the whole school. We also utilized Twitter and posted tweets every day. So that was a way that we promoted within our school, but got involved with the Idea Challenge as well.
Awesome. And I love the attitude that you talked about with, even though you might not be winning, you're still educating your members. And I think that's a really important aspect to make sure we all focus on. Okay, Justin?
So our school participated in the Idea Challenge as well, but I'm going to focus on something else we did. During one of our lunch meetings, we actually invited a panel of entrepreneurs, either alumni from our school or the parents of our DECA members, or local entrepreneurs that we found in the community. But we invited those entrepreneurs to participate in kind of an interview panel that we hosted at one of our meetings, and that kind of got all of our members excited about entrepreneurship and potentially consider entrepreneurship as a career path for them. And then along with that, we also did a DECA diamond hunt where we had entrepreneurs' faces on diamonds, and we hid those around campus and in teachers' classrooms. We got them to participate. And it was fun because students get to go to their classes and spot out the diamond on a whiteboard or hidden in the classroom somewhere, and then they would bring those back for a piece of candy. And then at that meeting that they brought it back, we actually gave a presentation on each entrepreneur that we had on the DECA diamond.
All right, that sounds awesome. Sydney?
All right, well, I guess I just kind of have to piggyback off of both of them because we do both of those things. But I guess I really don't have anything new. That's basically the 2 things that we do during this week, so I guess it's kind of hard to really talk a lot about it. We also make our marketing classes do a project. They always have a ton of fun with it because it's kind of like a break from school for them. They just get to go to the class and make something out of some random material, and I think they just have really do have a lot of fun with it. What I'm going to focus on mostly is the success stories. With our business partners, we kind of just ask them, we get really personal with our business partners. We kind of find out what their personal lives are about, where they went to school, that kind of thing. And we just kind of see, maybe they were in DECA at some point. That's how we get our success stories, is we ask our business partners, hey, were you in DECA as a kid? And fortunately enough, most of the time, at least 3 of them are. So then we could just put just like we did before, we would just put them in the display case a different month, and then we would be able to showcase just what really DECA does for you, I think.
Awesome. So, I mean, I'd never really heard of that strategy used before, but you didn't just take alumni from your chapter, you took any alumni that you could find.
Hmm. Just because it's not from your chapter doesn't mean you can't use them. DECA is DECA.
Awesome. I love that. I think you just helped out a lot of chapters right now.
Yeah.
All right. So now for the 5th chapter campaign, that's actually going to move us into our next topic, which is going to be membership development. So each of us are going to now talk about membership development, how to increase your membership at your chapter, which is usually a pretty hot topic. So first off, when it comes to your membership, the deadline is set for December 1st this year. Okay, so at December 1st, the goals you need to meet are 20 more students than last year, 20 alumni, and 20 business professionals. You have to submit all 3 of those to earn the campaign. So, Anya?
So basically what we do is at the end of every year, our school hosts something like a curriculum fair, like Justin said before. So basically we come out and we just educate students on DECA, and not only that, but we also do lunchtime activities. So we set up a booth last year where we had like a trivia crack. When it was really popular, we had a wheel, and kids could just come up and spin it, and then they'd have to answer a trivia question. And that got them like, it was a fun way to promote DECA and to promote like ourselves as well. But then curriculum cards and like course cards came out, and that's a good time to really get people motivated and to recruit, especially when the freshmen are coming in. The freshmen are going to be your biggest way to promote. But also utilize the middle school chapters if you have any in your area. We don't have any middle school chapters really close to us, but we have a lot of middle schools. So we travel to their schools and we promote Cypress Bay DECA, but we promote DECA as well, because it doesn't matter if they're going to our high school.
It's 9:30.
It could be anywhere, and that's a really good way to get your freshmen motivated. As far as professional members goes, we send out a letter at the beginning of the year to all of our students to give to their parents or to anyone, because we have to remember that professional members don't need to be a manager. You know, it could be anyone who's a professional in a business or a career, and we want our students to be notified of that. So that's our way of reaching out to our professional members.
All right, interesting. I love it. Okay, Justin?
Yes, similar to Anya, our plan of attack when trying to find the 20 professionals is to just kind of scope out the community and see, like she said, it doesn't have to be the managers, it can just be a local salesperson or something along those lines. And then trying to recruit members at our school. At the beginning of every year, our school hosts a freshman camp. So all the new freshmen come to our school and kind of walk through the schedule for the first time. And at that freshman camp, we actually give a pitch for DECA, and we have mentors that we call them at our school, which kind of guide that process of freshman camp. And we kind of speak about DECA and have the freshmen who are new to the school. Obviously, they don't know much about DECA because they're new to high school, and they're open to everything that comes to their mind. So that's a great opportunity to kind of get those freshmen involved. And then on top of that, we do one of my personal favorites, which is the cookie campaign, we call it. And basically, we send our officer team out in full blazers, and they're dressed up. And usually, you don't see a kid in a suit at school. So people are always asking, why are you dressed up? So we take that opportunity to hand them a free cookie slip at our school store to get our school store involved. And if they ask about DECA, or if they ask what we're wearing that for, we kind of explain DECA and get them excited about joining, and then they get a cookie slip in return and get to redeem that at the school store for a free cookie.
All right, excellent. I know if there's anything that can get a bunch of high school students to rally around, it's cookies. Sydney?
All right, so in order to get our students, or just to gain membership for our students, we always put our DECA booth at registration, because we figure that all the parents already have their checkbooks with them, so it's easy for them just to pay right away, and they can ask questions about whatever they really want to know about DECA. So we always have a couple people manning the booth, just answering questions, signing people up, just making sure everyone is really getting oriented with what DECA is all about. For our alumni, we always refer to a list that we have of old members. If anyone seems super enthusiastic about DECA, while they were at our high school, we always contact them and say, hey, do you want to be an alumni member for us? And they get the DECA direct, and most of the time they say yes because they really enjoyed their time. I think another part of it is the professionalism part. We usually sign up our business partners. That's usually a pretty easy way to do it, is because they are technically considered professionals since they are business owners. So it's just a really easy way to get the professional members, is just to sign up your business partners. They're already willing to help you out that much. They'd probably just be willing to sign up to be a professional member as well.
All right, excellent. Now, our advisor, I was just speaking with her right now. She will not be able to make the Hangout. She's having technical difficulties, so I'm just going to touch on a few things she wanted me to touch on. So first up is going to be community service. She wanted to mention a community service event called Goodstock. By the way, just so you guys have a little background information, our advisor was actually my advisor in high school, Miss Moore. So these are a few events that I had the pleasure of being able to participate in as well at my own chapter. When it came to Goodstock, it was copied off of Woodstock, and basically what we did is we had a community service day every year, call it Goodstock, sometime in November. And what we did is we partnered with different companies to go out and do different community service activities. So we had our students paint houses, paint lockers, plant trees. We did a car wash to raise money one year. And what would happen is every student that went out and did community service would then be invited back to the school, and we had a courtyard. And in our courtyard, we'd have a Battle of the Bands activity that afternoon. We would have a lot of different acts show up, and then we'd provide lunch for everyone who was there. And if you didn't have time to do community service, you could get into that event as well, but you would pay a certain fee. And the money tallied up from that fee would then be donated into charity. So it was a pretty big win-win for us, but it was an excellent, excellent event. As far as membership goes, for the comprehensive consent form that every member has to fill out to join DECA, what we did is we put a note on it, and basically it was refer a friend. So people would refer their friend, give us their class number, and then the next week we would go in and send out different comprehensive consent forms to those friends while they were in class, and it really helped us build our membership a lot. She's sending me stuff right now. Anyways, and one thing for me personally in my own work when it came to building membership was really just connect it to a student. DECA can connect to all different types of members and all different students with different interests. When you really think about marketing, it can really connect all around. I used to talk to athletes a lot, and they would tell me they'd want to be a professional athlete when they were their freshman year. And I would tell them about how, it's very competitive, and so maybe you want to be a professional basketball player, but you don't get there. Well, with marketing and with the different careers that DECA can offer, you may not be able to be on the court, but you can still be in an arena every night, working in a professional setting that has to do with that area that you love. Okay, really just try to connect it, but most of all, be passionate. If you come to a DECA event, you will see passion. That's what you'll see. Thousands of students running around in their blazers, dancing, okay, music, bumping. Think about that passion. Think about that energy, and then push that energy back out to students on your chapter, in your campus. Okay, because when they see that, they'll know what they're getting themselves into. Okay, with that said, we're going to move on to our next topic. So right now we're going to go around and we're going to ask the question, what are you looking forward to most this year in DECA? So we'll start with Anya. Anya, your mic.
This year in our chapter, at Fall ELS, my team and I designed something that we called, I don't know if you've ever heard of Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, that old TV show, but we made a different version. We made Cypress Bay's Declassified DECA Survival Guide. And basically, it's just a kind of a passport throughout the whole year for our members to keep, each member. And basically, it's a whole list of goals that is listed under the 4 pillars of DECA, academically prepared, professionally responsible, all those. And then it's basically a bunch of goals under that we want them to complete, whether it's attending all 4 socials in our chapter, or donating more than the required amount for community service, or participating in all fundraisers, whatever it is. We want to reward them every time they do one of those and complete it. So then we give them a little sticker or stamp, and then at the end of the year, they get recognized if they've completed a certain amount of objectives that we ask them to. So if they completed 6 out of the 15, they'll be recognized as academically prepared. And that's something that they can be proud of. I'm an academically prepared leader, or I'm a professional leader. So that's something we wanted to give them throughout the year to keep track of what we're doing within our chapter, but to also give them something to be proud of, you know, when they leave the school year and come back next year. So that's something I'm excited to implement.
All right, awesome. Justin?
So what I'm most excited for is our new members and their competition training. So our chapter does comprehensive training sessions twice a week after school, and it's one of my favorite things to see a bunch of new members working hard, doing practice tests after school, taking time to practice role plays with the officer team, getting that feedback, building on their skills, and then at the end of the year during state and ICDC, when they win that medal or they see all their hard work pay off, that's one of my favorite parts. And I'm sure it's just great for them too, as they get that sense of achievement, and then they get that feeling that DECA gives you, and then they tell their friends, and that builds membership, and they get to have success in DECA, and then that leads them well in their futures as well.
All right, Sydney?
All right, one of our members was very interested in the community service project, and we decided that we were going to make it a chapter activity. We're going to go into a local elementary school a couple times a week after school, and we're just going to like help them with their homework, or maybe another week we're going to plan out a social, just something once a week that we can do, like everyone can just pitch in and help out, everyone in the chapter can. I think it's just going to be a really good way to get everyone involved, and then also help those kids out who need it, because I know it's not really easy to find volunteers to help for that kind of thing. So we just really feel like this is going to be a good step for us.
Okay, definitely. Miss Moore, she sent me hers. I guess this year at Mountain Ridge, they're having a lot of different epic events, but one includes them giving away a car. So she's really looking forward to that. Personally, for me, I'm elected to this position this year as executive president, and because of that, I'm able to talk to a lot of different members. In fact, just yesterday, I was speaking to our members from Puerto Rico, and I was having to translate back and forth with them to speak, and that was really exciting stuff to really see the international aspect of our organization. So it's definitely going to be a very epic and very exciting year. Something I would like to recommend to you all is DECA Inc. If you're not already following them on Instagram, Twitter, or our Facebook page, please do so. We also have a Pinterest page if you'd like to follow that account. But on our Twitter, we will be posting a link to our new Be Epic video. So definitely when it comes to building membership, try to check that out and bring that back to your chapter. Also, whether you're an advisor watching or a student, this Hangout is being recorded, and it will be posted onto YouTube in a few hours. So if you want to, you can bring that back to your chapter and rewatch the video during a meeting or during class. Even if you want to, you can rewatch it if you missed anything, or even send the link to one of your friends who might not have been able to watch it themselves. This was great. Thank you very much to Justin, Sydney, and Anya. My bad, Sydney. Looking forward to our next Hangout. Please keep watch out when we post those dates, and thank you very much for joining us tonight. Thanks, guys.